What's up, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another one. Hope everybody's doing well today. We're here at Miami International. We've got November 8-4 Golf Charlie today, the gray and baby blue CJ4. And we're going to take her from Miami down to Cancun in celebration for Cinco de Mayo. So we've got real weather loaded in. It's not live time, it's actually set 12 hours ahead. So it's 6:49 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here where I'm at, but in the sim it's actually 6:49 a.m. I figured I'd move it the day so that we can, we're going to want to hit up the beach as soon as we get there to Cancun. So we're going to get there nice and early so we can have time to do that. Maybe go grab some margaritas, take a couple tequila shots. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see where it takes us. So that's the plan. We're going to do Miami to Cancun. Here's a look at our route on SimBrief. Pretty much straight down, following the keys this way, and then straight into Cancun. It's going to be about an hour and 24 minutes in the air. We'll be cruising at flight level 430. And yeah, I don't have any charts for Cancun, so we'll see how that goes. If anything, if ATC happens to jump online before we get there, we'll just request vectors for the visual. I don't even know if they do that down there in Mexico, but we'll try anyways. So that is the plan. Right now I don't think there's any ATC online for Miami or Cancun, so we're on our own for this one, which I don't really mind too much today. I'm kind of tired and just want to hang out and chill. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. We're here parked up at Signature Flight Support here at Miami. So without further ado, let's jump inside the airplane. Fuel's already been loaded. Yeah, we're ready to go. Let's do this. Parking brake is set. Battery master's coming on. Arming the emergency lights and our standby flight display. And our avionics go to dispatch mode. We'll jump down here. We'll put in our GPS position into the FMS. clear this master caution, and let's get some lights on. We'll go with that. Our beacon and our nav lights are coming on. Programmer dude, what's going on? Yo, yo, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. Hope you're having a good day so far. Oh, pro gamer dude, sorry. Not programmer dude, pro gamer dude. Alright, beacon and nav is on. Let's go ahead and start one of our engines since we are not on ground power. So we're draining our battery sitting here on the ramp. So we're going to go ahead and fire up our right engine. N2. N1. Ignition. Pro gamer dude. And ITT. Weather should be pretty nice the whole way down. There's a few showers there off maybe a little bit south of Key West, but shouldn't affect our flight. We'll be well above all the weather the entire way. And last time I checked, Cancun weather was looking pretty good as well. Alright, that's a good start on the right engine. Stable. Let's go down here and program. Actually, we'll get some AC on in here first. Climate control to normal. And now let's program the FMS. We'll go to our index page. I'm going to load the route straight off of SimBrief. So we'll go to page 2 on index, route menu, flight plan recall. Let it do its thing. Execute that. And let's go take a look at our legs page and make sure it matches what we have planned. All of that looks good. Now we've got to put in the departures and arrivals. So we're going to go to departure arrival page here in the FMS. And we're going to be flying the MNATE 2. We're going to use runway 8 left for departure, which is the closest one to us. 8 left, MNATE 2. We'll execute that, and we'll go back to our departure arrival page and set up the arrival into Cancun. And that's going to be the NOSA 1 Bravo, which is this one here. And I'm going to leave the runways open for now. We'll most likely land runway 12 right. The wind over there is favoring the 12s, and 12 right is the closest to the general aviation ramp over there at Cancun. So that's the plan. Most likely we're going to use 12 right. We'll see if ATC jumps on before we get there, and if they do, we'll just have to go with their instructions. And like I said, we don't have any charts on board for Cancun, so worst case scenario, if we don't think we can handle shooting the ILS or something like that, we'll just request the vectors for the visual. Which again, I don't even know if they do that down there, if that's proper procedure for Cancun, but we'll try it anyways. We'll just say we're from America. We don't know any better. Superpads covers, what's going on, Superpads? Good seeing you, man. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well, Superpads. Alright, so the NOSA 1B, we'll execute that. Let's go back to our legs page. Sometimes this thing likes to put in the waypoints twice. See, we had Manatee already loaded up, but then once we loaded the departure as well, it put a second Manatee in here. So we're going to delete one of those Manatees. And other than that, everything looks fine and dandy. Let's go pick up the weather. We'll go back to our index page, data link, weather, request. We're going to want the weather for Miami. And we're going to want the weather for Cancun. We'll send that away. See the request here, and we're just waiting for the received message. Superpads cover says, it's been a while, I've been chilling. Good, man. Hope everything's going well. Alright, received. We can go back to the main page and click view on this side. Miami, here's the METAR for Miami. 5th of the month, 2153 Zulu, winds 140 at 12, 10 statute mile visibility. Visibility, few clouds, 3,300. Few clouds, 25,000. Temperature 31, dew point 23, altimeter 3001. So I'm just going to write down some of this important stuff here, like winds, 140 at 12. We're going to want the temperature for our V speeds and our altimeter setting 3001. So now we're going to jump down here to our performance page. Perf init. We'll be cruising at flight level 430. We have 5 people on board today and 150 pounds of bags. Over to our takeoff page, we're going to input our wind information, 140 at 12. Outside air temperature, 31 degrees Celsius. And our altimeter setting, 3001. There we go. Next page. We'll be using flaps 15 for takeoff. And here's our V speeds. V1, 99, we're rotating at 100. V2 is 114, and VT, 140. We're going to click send, which will send all this information over to our PFD. That's done. I think we have everything programmed that we need to down here. That says cross-side tuning inoperative because we're still running our avionics on dispatch mode so we don't kill the battery. Now we're going to start up the left engine. N2. N1. Superpads cover says, fun fact, I'm actually going to Cancun in July. Awesome, man. Going for fun Superpads? Vacation or what? Ignition, ITT. Superpads cover says, what's on the menu? Today's menu? We're Mexican today in celebration for Cinco de Mayo. So we've got tacos, quesadillas, we've got nachos on board. And drinks, we've got the whole assortment, whatever you want. Superpads is going to Cancun. Awesome, man. One of our subscribers recently went to Cancun. Dean, Mr. Dean Eubanks, went to Cancun recently. Wonder if we'll see him pop in the chat here today. Alright, left engine is stable. We've got 2 good engines there. We're going to switch our avionics over to on. So we've got all of our displays now lit up. We've got our V speeds here. And for our MFD, we're going to want to switch this over to PPOS mode. So we're going to click lower menu, scroll down to PPOS, and we can zoom. Actually, we'll keep it like that for now. If you want, we can zoom out a little bit. Let's keep it right there for now. Alright, anything else? Like I said, I don't think there's ATC on right now. Let me see and get an update on that. Yeah, still nothing for Miami here. So we're going to go to the advisory frequency 122.8. We're going to go to TARA here on the ground at Miami. On the taxiways and runways, we want TARA at all times. Our squawk code, we're just going to make one up. Since we don't have a proper clearance without ATC, we're just going to put 5555 here in our transponder. Now we can run through some checklists real quick. Alright, this is the before start stuff. I'm just going to run through it. I'm not even going to read it out loud. We already did all this. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything very important. Alright, avionics is on, climate control is on normal, passenger safety lights. Yeah, before we taxi out of here, we're going to want to turn on our seatbelt lights and stuff like that. trims. We're going to set it to the middle of the green here. And then our flight controls, we're going to want to test those. So aileron left, aileron right, elevator up, elevator down, rudder left, rudder right is working. Our flaps, we're going to want to test those, so we're going to bring those all the way down. They go all the way down both sides, and we're going to want to bring them up to 15 for takeoff. Speed brakes, we'll test those. Both sides are up. And we'll retract those. Trim, flight control, speed brakes, flaps, all checked and set. Hydraulic pressure is in the green. Anti-ice we're not going to need yet. Takeoff date has already been confirmed and set. Avionics is checked and set. Let's go ahead and put in a runway heading here. It's going to be 092. I want the long way, oops. Let's do 092 on the heading. And for our altitude, top altitude for the SID, for the Manatee 2 is 5,000, so I'm going to plug in 5,000. 5,000, heading 092. Altimeters, let's set that to 3001 here 3 times, so we're going to turn this knob here. 3001, here in the middle. 3001 in the right side, 3001. Pressurization is here in the green. ICAS checked, aft divider doors, latch open. Taxi, we're going to want to test our brakes on our way out of here, and nose wheel steering, flight instruments, and all that stuff. We'll leave that up once we pull out. That's it, let's get our lights on, belts, safety, and we'll turn on our taxi light.
At this time, please comply with the illuminated seat belt and no smoking signs. Thank you.
And just before we taxi out of here, let's brief this departure. So I've also got the route loaded up here on Garmin Pilot. So you can see the blue line, or teal line that goes all the way down here to Cancun. So let's go to our charts page. This is Miami. It is down to our departures. We're going to be doing the Manatee 2 RNAV, which is this one here. So like I said, up here, top altitude's 5,000. Here, before I look at it here, I like to read this other page. We're going to be using runway 8 left for departure, so this first line up here on the departure route description, runway 8 left, we're going to be climbing heading 092, runway heading until we get to 520 feet, then right turn direct to Virginia Key VOR, then via depicted route to Manatee Thence. So 8 left is going to be this runway at the very top that you see here. We're going to depart out 092 to 520 feet, then right turn to Virginia Key, VKZ. After VKZ, it's down to Bloon, and then Bloon to Fenner, Fenner to Manatee. And we've got our takeoff minimums down here. Alright, departure's been briefed. Superpads cover said it's going to be my 3rd year going to Cancun. Nice, man. Your family likes it out there, huh? I've never been, so I should go, is what you're saying. If you've been there 3 times already. Alright, I think we are ready to taxi out of here. Let me check one more time for ATC, just make sure that nobody's online here at Miami. And that does not seem to be the case. Alright, so we're going to pull up straight ahead here and we're going to make a right turn on taxiway. Looks like taxiway Kilo, and we'll make a right turn on Kilo, and that's going to take us all the way down to runway 8 left. Captain Maddie, what's going on, Captain Maddie? Hope you're having a good day so far. Alright, let's release the parking brake. And now we're going to test our foot brakes. Brakes are working. We're clear out right. There was an update today, a small update for FS 2020. Hopefully we don't have any CTDs crash the desktop during this flight. Hopefully we can make it all the way down to Cancun. Alright, so we are clear out left. We're clear right. It's going to be a right turn here on Kilo, and then all the way down to runway 8 left. Nose wheel steering's working. Let's do a rudder bias check. Good on the right side. Good on the left side. Let me make a call here on advisory.
Right downwind for 100 right.
Miami International traffic, November 8-4 Golf Charlie is a gray citation, taxiing to runway 8 left on Kilo, Miami International. Alright, let's go back down to our checklist. Brakes we tested, nose wheel steering's been tested, flight instruments, they're all spinning. Ice protection we don't need yet, rudder bias has been checked, seat belts are good, flaps are set, speed brake set, trim set, crew briefing. Let's do passenger briefing. We'll do the short takeoff version.
May I have your attention, please? We will be taking off shortly. Please turn
Back
off
to our
all
checklist.
electronic devices.
Crew briefing, we already briefed the departure. TCAS is already set to TARA. Radar.
Your seat is in the upright and outboard position.
Well, let me pull up to the runway first and then we'll finish the rest of this. I don't want to pass it. Alright, so it's not this left, it's going to be the next left. Radar. We'll do weather radar, and then GA button. We're going to push this button up here. Just going to activate our flight director. GA button, battery amps. We'll go back to our systems page and make sure battery amps are okay. Ice protection we don't need yet. Pitot-static is coming on. Exterior lighting. We're going to get our landing light and our strobe light on. ICAS check, and we're ready to go. Alright, this is runway 8 left. Or did I pass it? This should be Kilo 1. And this should be 8 left right here. Yeah, that's it. I see 8 left there on the ground.
Traffic at 8190 right, base 10 right.
Alright, so it's going to be runway heading up to 520 feet, then right turn direct Virginia Key. Which is this little guy right here, VKZ. One last little flow check here, just to make sure everything is where it needs to be. are looking good. See if there's any airplanes coming. Here on final for 8 left or 8 right. I don't see anybody on that side. And down the runway, it looks clear. Alrighty guys, here we go. We're ready. Miami International Traffic, November 84 Golf Charlie is a gray citation, taking runway 8 left. We're going to be flying the MNATE 2, Miami International. Alright, clear right, high and low. Clear left down the runway. I see 8 left there. It's going to be rotating at 100 knots.
Attention Miami traffic, radio check please.
Got you 5x5.
Radio traffic, got us Embraer 190.
Alright, here we go.
10 right, roger.
Alright, takeoff power is set and achieved. You've got 2 good engines, airspeed's alive, we're rotating at 100. There it is, rotate. Oh, why am I veering to the right here? Alright, positive rate, gears coming up. Alright, flaps up and yaw damp is coming on. We're going to do flight level change, heading mode, and engage the autopilot. Alright, we're through 500. Let's go right turn, direct to Virginia Key. Down here, I'm going to go direct to Virginia Key, execute that, and then we'll turn on nav mode. And that's right, climb thrust is set. Alright, we're just going to continue up. Let's go straight up to 43. Increase the speed. Let's go up to 240 or so.
Radio traffic, JetBlue 1894, short final, 12 right.
So we're going up straight up to 43,000, which is our filed cruise altitude for today's flight. This thing is a rocket. There's the airport down there. We just took off from this runway here. How long is the flight, says Captain Maddie? It's at 100. 1 hour and 24 minutes in the air. So, starting the timer now, 1 hour and 24 minutes. Overflying downtown Miami, down there below. See if I can get some better views for you guys once we get out a little bit further east here. Alright, passing over Virginia Key, now it's going to be a right turn to Balloon. There's downtown Miami down there. Looking gorgeous in the simulator. Miami International Traffic, November 84 Golf Charlie, gray citation over Virginia Key, departing the area out to the southwest. Last call, Miami. So you've got Miami Beach, South Beach over here. You've got downtown Miami. Here's Port of Miami here, where the cruise ships park. You've got Virginia Key down this way. And Cancun, here we come. Alright, we're through 10,000. Lights can come off, so landing's coming off. We can turn off our seatbelt signs. You guys are now free to move about the cabin. We're through 15,000 for flight level 430. We're crossing over Balloon now and about to head to Fenner. And let's run through some checklists. Takeoffs, we've already did all that. So after takeoff, landing gear is up, flaps are up, throttles are set to climb, yaw damp is on, autopilot's on, ice protection we won't need just yet, pass lightings is set, landing light button is off, pressurization is checked, still in the green there, altimeters, we're about to cross through flight level 180, so we're going to set those over to standard 2992 after takeoff checklist complete. So altimeter now going to standard 2992, 2992, and 2992 3 times. Hey Don, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Don. How's your day going so far? We just departed out of Miami a few minutes ago. We're heading down to Cancun in celebration of Cinco de Mayo. So we've got our time of day in the sim set to early morning so that we can hit the beach as soon as we get there to Cancun. I could actually see my street. My house is literally right there. This canal runs the block behind me. This is my street. Miami International's back here. Downtown Miami is over here on the beach. I'm in cheer dad mode tonight and tomorrow. Good vibes. Good. Don T. Good, man. Let's zoom out here on our MFD. See the rest of our route. Let's go with this one. I was almost not going to stream again tonight, Don. I was feeling kind of lazy like you were the other day, where I wanted to fly, I just didn't want to load up and do all the things that I have to do before flying. Now that I'm on and I see you guys here in the chat, I'm feeling a lot better. Alright, what are we having for drinks? So we've got all of the assortment loaded in the and the refrigerator behind me. Super pads covers, feel free to get up and grab whatever you want. Water, sodas, juice, Kool-Aid, Capri Suns. And for everybody over 21, we've got whatever you want as far as alcohol is concerned as well. Alright, through flight level 300 now for flight level 430. We're looking good. 12 miles out of Manatee. It's going to be a right turn to LULLS intersection. Basically every drink Super Pads covers, you got it, man. Entering the Florida Keys down here. This is Key Largo, the big key. So we've got there's two ways you can get to the Keys from the southeast end of Florida. Well, any part of Florida really. So you've got Card Sound Bridge, which is back here, and then you've got US 1, which is this road here that joins up with the Keys and then goes all the way down to Key West. So my flight last week in the 172 in real life, I flew out of Tamiami, headed out this way, joined up with the Keys up here, and then I just followed this all the way down into Marathon, which you'll be able to see here in a moment. We've got every drink in our tiny little refrigerator Super Pads covered. I don't know how they were able to fit, but they all fit somehow. Don T says, dang, we're practically in space. Yep, this plane gets up there in no time. This thing is a rocket. Alright, we're over Manatee now direct to LULLS. Everything's in the green up here, everything looks happy. It's one of those super advanced mini refrigerators that's the Super Pad covers, yes. It's hologram technology. We can kind of store all the drinks invisibly, and then when you want a drink, you just open up the refrigerator, say what you want, and then it'll magically appear. We can turn off all of our instrument lighting in here. It's pretty much daylight now. Yep, we're going up to flight level 430, Don, 43,000. This airplane likes to fly high really high. So above all the airline traffic, above all the weather. Let's get some tunes on. I don't think I've ever flown into Cancun, real life or sim. So this will be the first. Dallas Fort Worth, IAH, is at Bush, Intercontinental to Cancun, because that's what I'm going to do when I go to Cancun. Cool super pads covered. I think Mr. Dean Eubanks, which you'll see usually see on here in the chat. I think he flew recently. It might have been IAH to Cancun. He was on that same leg. I'll write it down, super pads. I'm not sure when I'll get to it though. When are you going on your trip, super pads? I still have to do Mr. Dean Eubanks' flight that he's been requesting. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Hey, Riley001, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Alright, through flight level 408 now for flight level 430. First week of July. We're in May, June, July. Awesome. Yeah, man, we'll get to it by then. Super pads. Noted. Florida Keys down here. Whoa, was that? That's some jet traffic there? That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen the contrails yet from another airplane in the simulator. That's a first. That's cool. We should be able to see Marathon. Yeah, here's Marathon down here. Doesn't come in too good from this high up, but this is where I flew to last Wednesday in the Cessna 172. Alright, 1,000 feet to go. We're leveling off at flight level 430. Hey, I know it's late over there where you're at, Riley. No problem, man. I appreciate you every time you drop in anyways, even if it's just to say hi. I appreciate you having you aboard. School in the morning. Alright, we are level. We're just going to let our airspeed build up so we get to the bottom of the red tape here. And then we'll pull the power back a little bit. so that we don't overspeed. No auto throttles in this airplane. Riley says it's a busy few weeks ahead for me, but I'll be done. And then for summer, 3 weeks. Good, man. I can't wait till you have a break. I've got a pretty busy week/weekend here for me. Last weekend was my daughter's mom's birthday. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. She's got school. We're going to do a surprise birthday drive-by for her on the 7th. And then on the 8th, we're going to go to the Fort Lauderdale Beach Air Show. And then on the 9th is Mother's Day. So you guys might not see too much of me this weekend, if at all. If I do find some time to jump on stream, I will. But I'm not really planning to. Tomorrow night, I might be able to stream. I think that'll be it for me for the rest of the weekend. Rolling into Monday. But like I said, if I do find a gap in there somewhere, I'll try to jump on. Even if it's just to do some touch and go somewhere or something like that. That way I'm not gone an entire week. Alright, let me start getting on our ice, anti-ice. I don't know when exactly you're supposed to put them on. What I do in this airplane is when I see all three of these temperatures down here in the negative, that's when I throw them on. I don't know if that's how you do it. That's what I do. So we've got our icing systems on. We can go to our checklist here. Throttles as required. We're going to pull those back as soon as we get our speed up into the bottom of the red tape. Pressurization is in the green. Ice protection systems is on. Cruise checklist complete. So all that's left is adjust the power to maintain our airspeed. Super Pads Cover says, well, you're not going to invite me to the air show. Hey, you're welcome to come along, Super Pads Covers. We got Fort Lauderdale Beach Air Show coming up this coming weekend, and then I think 2 or 3 weeks after that, they're doing the same show here at Miami Beach. But I think that's going to be on Memorial Day weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And the beach is way too crowded for me on holidays here. Kind of dangerous, if I were to be honest. Gets a little bit crazy out there. So I'm going for Fort Lauderdale Beach Air Show this weekend instead. But you're more than welcome to come along, Super Pads. Heck yeah. Don says summer's okay, but it gets to 120 degrees in July, August here, says Don. Where are you at, Don? You might have told me before, I don't remember. Are you out in the desert somewhere? Arizona? It doesn't get that hot down here temperature-wise in South Florida, but it's humid all the time, so feels like 120 degrees sometimes, and you're always sweating down here. It's always hot, man. On my flight last week down to Marathon, I was sweating in that airplane, man. Luckily, we did have some clouds en route. I was able to get a little bit of shade. But man, when that sun was beaming straight through the windshield, sitting on the ground, oof. I was cooking in that airplane. Riley says, I've got nothing important until June. My brother's B-Day. There's a B-Day in the family on the 19th. But I'd rather not talk about it, says Riley. No problem, man. Oof, I'm sorry. It's that bad for you, Riley. We don't have to talk about it, man. Alright, speed's looking good. I'm going to drop our throttles back just a hair. Just ever so slightly. So we don't go over speed. So let's do like 95 or 94% N1. Let's try that right there, 94.5-ish. And see if we hold our airspeed. A little bit more than that, I think. Let's go up. 95.1, let's try that. Alright, we're over LULLS now, left turn, direct CANOA. Don says I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Man, I'd like to visit Phoenix one day. I heard it's nice out there. In AZ. Heard it's a good place to live. Riley's in Ireland. I've heard many good things over the years about Arizona. I've never been out there myself. We might go over speed at this power setting. Let's reduce it a little bit more. Let's go down to 94. Let's try that. So we're looking at this here. Riley says there was hailstorms yesterday and today here. Riley says I've never been to the US. Here we're about maybe a third of the way through, maybe a little bit further than that. Here's our airplane, that little blue airplane, chugging along to CANOA, and then the rest of our route. So you look at the bottom down here, it shows our ETE, shows about 52 minutes. From this point. Riley says supposed to go next year, but now parents say wait until everything opens, so like 3 years till I go. You're not lying, Riley. Don says there's a few good air shows here too. One at Luke Air Force Base here in early July. Awesome, Don. You plan on going? Alright. I think our power setting is good. Maintaining airspeed just fine. Doing a 417 knots over the ground. We've got a 19 knot quartering headwind. check and see what the ATC status is down there in Cancun. If anybody's hopped on here on VATSIM. Nope, no ATC here at Miami or Cancun. So the plan for us will be, I'll see if I can program the ILS for 1-2 right into the FMS and see if that'll fly us in. If that doesn't work out, we'll just vector ourselves in for the visual. And we will use 1-2 right, since that's going to be closest to the FBO. I think right at the end of 1-2 right there on the left side is going to be the general aviation ramp. So the only chart I do have available for Cancun is the ground chart. I don't have any of the approach plates or the arrival plates. None here in Garmin Pilot either. Unfortunately, you have to pay extra if you want the international charts. I might do that one day. For right now, I'm okay with what I've got. If you do a deep search on the internet, I'm sure you can find them somewhere. Riley says it's coming up on 2 years since I've been on a plane. It's been a while since I've been on any airliners, like big jets, commuting. Of course, I've been in the Cessna 172 sporadically over the past 2 years, flight training. But it's been a while since I've been in any big jet. I think, what's the last trip I took? Man, it's been a really long time. Wow, I think the last time I've been on an airliner is my trip to Denver, which was back in, like, if I were to guess, I'd say like 2010. So 10 plus years for me since I've been in any kind of jet. That sounds about right. Yeah, so for the arrival here in the FMS, it hasn't plugged. It didn't give me any speed or altitude restrictions here, from what I could tell. What we're gonna do is right just before we get to our top of descent, this little green, you can hardly see it here, but right around Murky, it says TOD there, which is our top of descent. Just before we get to our top of descent, we'll plug in. We'll just put in 0 on the altitude. And then we'll engage VNAV and let the airplane take us all the way down. And then once we're, I don't know, maybe 2,000 feet or so, AGL, which will be the same MSL there at Cancun. I'm sure it's right there at sea level. Once we're at 2,000 or so, we'll just switch over to heading mode and vector ourselves in for 1-2 right. Alright, over Canoa now, left turn to Murky. Riley says if my parents get their jobs or jabs, we'll be going to Tenerife, which is a 5-hour plus flight. Don T says, you need a pilot buddy, looks at Tom. Riley says that's also where I went 2 years ago. Riley says, bro, I'm going to be a pilot as soon as I can. Awesome, Riley. Go for it, man. Everybody doing good back there? Good, good, good. Riley says, yeah, this year I can get a few lessons in and then train to get my PPL when I'm 16. I'm pretty sure. Good, man. Get started early, Riley. I regret not finishing when I was young, man. I started when I was right around your age. Now that I'm older, it doesn't really excite me as much to be an airline pilot or anything like that. I do plan on slowly working my way up to commercial. If I could land a job flying biz jets or something like this Citation, I might be interested in doing something like that. Who knows though, my mind could always change a few years down the road as well. Depends what the pay is like. Being away from home all the time doesn't excite me too much. If I can afford to be my own boss and not fly for somebody else, that's what I'd prefer. Okay, we're talking about the shots. Okay, gotcha, Don T. That's what Riley was talking about, the COVID shots. Gotcha. Don says, yeah, I got my second shot last Saturday. How you feeling, Don? Were you affected at all? Do you feel sick? Riley says, Ireland is slacking with the vaccine rollout. Don says, no real side effects aside from a sore arm. Gotcha, man. thought we passed our top of descent. Now we still got ways to go. Right over Murky there. Another 101 miles to go. Everything up here is in the green, looks good. If you jump down to our systems page as well, you can see everything's in the green there as well. Riley says, I hope that flying in the sim and using VATSIM helps with my PPL training. It definitely will, Riley. 100%, man. I am a firm believer in the simulators at home. You'll be ready, man. When you hop into that airplane in real life, you're gonna be, it's gonna feel just like the simulator. If you could just familiarize yourself with whatever airplane you'll be flying, if you plan on flying a Cessna 172 or something like that, make sure you buy, you can find the POH, you can find the PDF version of the POHs online for free. Or you can also find the actual books, the paper versions online for, if you go on eBay or Amazon, you can probably find them pretty cheap. But read the POH for the Cessna 172 a few times from front to back. It's not that long. I hate reading, and I don't have any problem reading the POH. Get yourself a POH for the airplane you plan on flying. I would also invest, I mean, I bought the Sporties private pilot course. I'd recommend getting something like that. It doesn't have to be Sporties. But something like that, if you could go run through the whole course a couple times before even going to the flight school, you'll be well prepared. I don't know how it is over there in Ireland, but here in the US you can actually take your written test before even setting foot in an airplane. So you can do all your book studying and stuff ahead of time. You can take the practice tests on the FAA's website. Once you're scoring 90% and above consistently on the practice tests, you can go take your written test. And once you pass your written, then all you got to worry about is flying and passing your check ride. Riley says, one thing, I fly with a side stick and I'll most likely end up in a 152. You'll catch on quick with the yoke. It will feel different if you've never held the yoke, but I think it's something, it doesn't take too long to get used to. I would like to fly the SR-20 or 22, but the place I'll be going to is full of C-152s. Yeah, SR-20s and 22s too, those are going to be pretty expensive to rent. I have no idea what the rates are down here for an SR-20 or 22. If I were to guess, it's probably be like $220 or so an hour. That's a wild guess. For a Cessna 152, my flight school charges, I want to say it's either 100 or 110 wet with fuel per hour. I'm currently paying $120 wet for the Cessna 172. I'm also thinking about joining a flying club down here, a club that owns a couple 172s and 182s. I've got to talk to my buddy. You can only get referred in by members. It's called the Pan Air Flying Club. I don't know if it's still this way today. I actually flew my first intro flight with them a good 20 plus years back, and all the pilots there were ex-Pan Am pilots. I don't know if any of those guys are still alive today, but thinking about joining that flying club. They charge, I think it's $150 bucks every 6 months for membership fee, and then I think it's like $55 an hour dry for the Cessna 172. But I was working all the numbers and stuff, and if I fly 4 hours per month, I'd be saving about $100 bucks per month flying with them versus flying with my flight school. And that would open up options as well for airplanes. If at my flight school, if the airplane is constantly booked on the days that I have off, you know, I have other airplanes to choose from and go with. That way I'm not just limited to the few planes that my flight school has. Riley says, I did a 737-800 sim that Ryanair trains air pilots. Ooh, that sounds fun, Riley. How was that, man? Buttered the landing? Sweet, dude. Was it like a full motion simulator, like the big ones? But the yoke was very hard and heavy to maneuver. Interesting, man. I've never been in one of those big simulators, the real ones. There's places you can do that down here in Miami. I think there's a Boeing facility out there next to Miami International that has a few simulators that you can go and use. I think it's like, I want to say like $300 bucks an hour. A lot more than actually flying in, say, a Cessna 172. Would be fun to try at least once in my lifetime if I don't decide to ever fly those for real in the real world. I definitely want to try one of the simulators one day. Alright, we're 50 miles out of Murky and our top of descent. Let's get a weather update down there for Cancun. Let's go to our index page, data link, weather. We'll request, we've already got it up here, so we're going to click send to get an update. Riley says, no, it wasn't full motion, but they had them there for Aer Lingus. One of them was being used like 400 an hour. Don asks, when does it become worth it to just buy your own plane versus renting? I don't know, Don. I've done lots of research on this actually, but man, the market right now to pick up a Cessna 172, I don't know why prices are so high right now. I mean, for like a 1980s Cessna 172 November, man, I remember when I was flight training when I was 16 years old, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you could find a Cessna 172 that same year and model. You could find them for, like, nice ones for like 30 grand. Now those very same airplanes, like a 1980 Cessna 172 November with low engine time, like annuals and all that stuff done, I'm close to 100 grand for a nice one. You might be able to find something for 50, 60. It might have 1,000 hours on the engine. And I think these engines, the Cessnas, are usually good for about 2,000 before you have to get them overhauled. I've looked at other YouTube videos and such online, and most people claim if you're flying more than, was it 50 hours? 50? If you fly more than 50 hours per year, it might make more sense to buy an airplane than to rent them. If you're doing less than that, then no. There's a lot of things to factor into that price as well. You're not talking about just the price of the airplane. That's just one part of it. Even if you could find a Cessna 172 for, let's say, 30 grand, the cost to operate and keep it tied down at the airport, at least here at Miami, you're probably going to look at it with annual inspections. So every year you're going to have to pay to get an annual done. So an A&P is going to come look over the entire airplane. If anything's wrong with it, you're going to have to get it fixed, and that's where you really run into problems. If things are broken, that's where you could end up upside down real quick. If you're lucky and there's nothing wrong with the airplane, I mean, an annual for a 172 shouldn't cost any more than maybe $1,500 or something like that. But that $1,500 could turn into 10 grand if you have some major problem or issue with the airplane. So you've got to pay for your annuals every year. You got to pay for tie down every month at your airport. Then there's fuel. There's insurance. I think for a Cessna 172 on average here in the United States of America, you're probably looking at operating costs between $10,000 and $15,000 per year. So that's on top of the cost for the airplane. So you buy your airplane for 30 grand, you can expect to pay anywhere between 10 and 15 grand per year to operate it. That's flying, I think, 50 hours per year, and that's including fuel, tie down, annuals, and stuff like that. Now, if you're flying 100 hours per year, I'd say go for it. And you can always sell that airplane. Like, you can buy an airplane with low time, put a decent amount of hours on it, 100 or 2 hours, 100 hours or 200 hours over the next year or two, and then sell it for break even, or maybe even a little bit more. And yeah, you could do that. I've been looking into it, man. I really want to buy my own airplane. The numbers right now just don't make sense. For as little as I fly right now, and how cheap my flight school charges, $120 wet per hour for the Cessna 172, it doesn't work. I really want it to work out, the numbers, because I would buy an airplane. Big thing about having your own airplane is the freedom to take it wherever you want. Flying with the flight school, I've got to have it back a certain time for the next guy. I can't take it to another state to go visit my father or something like that. Can't keep it over the weekend. I would love to have that kind of freedom with my airplane. I could probably get away with buying a Cessna 152 right now, but too small for me. I've sat in the one at my flight school and it's just, I don't know, man. I like the 172s. I thought about buying maybe a 152 though. Buying a 152 with really low time, maybe a couple hundred hours since the last overhaul. Put maybe 500 hours on it as quick as I possibly can, and then sell it for break even. But again, like I said, there's still those 12 to 15 grand operating costs, which would come out of pocket. What would still be cheaper than renting from a flight school, assuming that you don't run into any major problems with the airplane and have to spend money on major repairs. Alright, we're coming up on our top of descent. I am going to plug in. Let's go all the way down to 2,000. And then I'm going to engage vertical nav, VNav. And as soon as we intercept the descent path, or the glide path, the airplane should start descending us down to 2,000. Gonna descend us? What's going on here? That doesn't seem to be taking us down. Let's, I guess let's go flight level change. Slow it up. Sorry, I gotta pull the power back. Oh, that's probably why it wasn't doing it. Alright, let's go back to VNav. Let's try this again. It's probably because I did not pull the power back. Alright, as we start to work our way down, let me run to the bathroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, if I was all in on flight training, like if I was working my way, if I wanted to work my way up to ATP and I wanted to build 1,500 hours as quick as possible, etc., I would definitely buy an airplane. Definitely. Check and see if there's any ATC on down there in Mexico. Nope, nothing. So what we'll end up doing, we'll just probably vector ourselves in for the visual for 1-2 right. Let me see, let me try plugging in the ILS down here. Oh, we never checked the weather, that's right, let's do that. Weather for Cancun, winds 110 at 16, so they are favoring the 12s. 110 at 16, 7 statute mile visibility, broken at 1,500. Is that right? Yeah, 1,500. Temperature 312.24. Altimeter 3000. I don't really understand these remarks. Oops, overspeed. Alright, so let's do VS mode. Let's slow our descent rate a little bit so we can slow our speed. That beeping here is our overspeed warning since we're in the red tape here. Oh, we were making it down really fast. Alright, let's use, let's bring this up to... Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to descend that fast. Alright, let's go 1,800 for now. Let's bring back in the power. Let's keep our speed up. Good night, Riley. Good seeing you, man. Have a good one, Riley. Showing something gusting 22 here, but I can't read these the first part of this, the remarks section. All right, let's go back to our departure arrival page. Let's plug in ILS 1. Let's see, is there an ILS for 1-2 right? There is. There's a bunch of different ones. I don't have any charts available, so I really don't know which one to pick. I really don't know. I think we're just gonna vector ourselves in for the visual. Yeah, we'll just do that. Actually, no. Let's try loading one of these and see what it looks like. Let's do ILS 1-2 right, number 1. All right, we're just gonna roll with that. Let's do that. So let's execute. After NOSAT, we'll go to Hacho. So let's go back to our legs page. We'll do Hacho. Execute. We'll just fly it like that and see where it takes us. Zero on the altimeter. Three times. I don't know what transition altitude here in Mexico is. I'm just going to go ahead and flip-flop this over to 3000. Set 3 times. Alright, approach speed 112, VREF 105. Send that over to the PFD. Alright, this looks good. This is actually exactly what it looks like in the iPad. For the NOSA 1 Bravo approach. Let's go back to, let's put 3,000. No, let's keep 2,000. Let's go to back to VNav. Alright, you know what, let's level. We're gonna level off here for a bit. We got down pretty quickly. Let's level off at 1-2.
Altitude.
And then once we get to our new top of descent up here, we'll start working our way down again to 2,000. It actually did plug in my altitude restrictions here for the star. I think Cancun 11 might be... Is that going to be our final approach fix? Cancun 11 at 2,000. Once we get to our top of descent, we'll plug in 2,000 and let VNav take us down to 2,000 over Cancun 11. We should have visual of the runway by then, and then we can take over. Let's stay here at 12,000. Let's keep our speed up. Checklists. Okay, we don't need icing anymore. It's hot as hell. So let's go. Icing off. Checklist descent. Pressurization is in the green. Altimeters are checked. And exterior lights. We'll keep them how they are for now. Once we break through 10,000, we'll get everything on. Descent checklist complete. Here's our little airplane about to get to Lettuce, and I have all of these points plugged in here in the FMS on the airplane as well, so we're going to be following this little teal line out to the northwest, and then once we get to Riddig, we'll just vector ourselves down, I don't know, heading 180 or so to the south to intercept the localizer for 12 right into Cancun. Starting to see some land up ahead. coastline. Yeah, so same thing I just showed you guys here, down here in our MFD. We're going to go out this way over Ridug. After that, we're going to go left turn to join the localizer for 1-2 right. Approach checklist landing data has already been confirmed and sent. We've got our V-speeds crew briefing complete. Yeah, we're pretty much briefed on the arrival. The best we know it anyways, minimums. We're not going to set those. Fuel transfer we didn't use. Exterior lights, ice protection system. Ice is off. Lights. Alright, let's go ahead and start getting them on.
May I have your attention, please? At this time, please.
The rest of the stuff we won't do until we're
seatbelt and no smoking signs. Thank you.
about to intercept the localizer. Yeah, we're all good there. We're coming up on that top of descent again, so I'm going to plug in 2000 here to cross our final approach fix, Coon 11. At least that's what I think it is anyways. I don't have any charts available, so that's my guess. 2000 is plugged in. I'm going to engage VNav once again, and once it intercepts the path, it should start taking us down to 2000, assuming that we reduce the power on time and don't forget like last time. Start slowing it up to 250 knots before we start our descent. We're already picking up the localizer down here on frequency 111.1. I guess that's the localizer frequency for 1-2 right. One more check for ATC. Nope, nobody online for Cancun, so we're on our own. Alright, you can see here we're about to intercept our descent path. Once this little magenta dot gets down here, the airplane should start descending. Gonna have to adjust our throttles accordingly so that we maintain airspeed. It's a little bit early, but I'm gonna start briefing our passengers on for our landing.
May I have your attention, please? We will be landing shortly. Please turn off all portable electronic devices, stow tables, secure luggage, and loose articles. Return your seat to the upright and outboard position.
We're still at 122.8 advisory frequency.
Your lap belt and shoulder harness. After landing, please remain in your seat with your lap belt and shoulder harness securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop in the parking lot.
Mexico! Man, now that I think about it, we were talking about Cancun earlier, and I was telling Riley that I've never been. I don't think it was Cancun. I don't think I've been to Cancun, so I think I was right on that. But I have taken a cruise. I think it was Cozumel, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure we made a stop at Cozumel. So, for the record, I have been to Mexico once. It was on a cruise. I don't think it was Cancun. Pretty sure it was Cozumel. But I completely forgot about that when we were talking about it earlier. I was thinking then that I've never been to Mexico at all, but I have been once on a cruise trip. But I'm pretty sure it was Cozumel and not Cancun. Alright, we're about to cross over Uniform November 500. That's going to be a right turn to Uniform November 522, and then we're just going to follow that way until we get to Ridug, and then left turn to intercept the localizer 12 right. There goes that right turn. We got the field in sight, that's the field. We're going to be landing on this south runway, this one on the other side. We're kind of going to be flying a left downwind for 12 left, but we're going to join the localizer for 12 right. The beaches. There's the airfield. We're landing on this runway on the other side, coming in this way. I bet this is the spot to be down here. Looks like a lot of nice hotels down there, pretty beach. That's where we're going once we land. Don T says, I've been to France and the Philippines. Awesome, Don. France and the Philippines. I haven't been over to Europe either at all, or Asia. In fact, I haven't really been outside of the United States except for the few cruise trips I've been, cruise trips I've been on. I've also been to the Bahamas several times. I've been to the Bahamas several times, which might be still considered the U.S. Bahamas several times, and I've been on a couple of different cruises, which made stops at Grand Cayman, I think Montego Bay, Jamaica, Cozumel, Mexico, and there might be one other one in there that I can't remember. That's the only time I've been out of the only times I've been out of the U.S. As far as the U.S. goes, I've been up and down the East Coast, pretty much almost every state, except for maybe up Maine, those states at the very top, northeast corner. As far out west, I've been to Colorado once. Been out to Lake Tahoe, Salt Lake City, so Utah, Colorado. Have stepped foot into California before on my Lake Tahoe trip. The state line is right there, but I've never been to like LA or any of the big cities out there. Mainly just up and down the East Coast for the most part, and then I've had maybe 2 or 3 trips to the central US or mountain time, Colorado, Utah, and briefly into Cali. Man, why is my frame rates always gotta suffer at the worst time? Smooth flight all the way down, now it's starting to deteriorate a little bit. I'm gonna close out all my extra programs here. France and the Philippines. I'd love to visit France one day. I'd love to go out just like on a European tour and go everywhere down there, or up there. France would be on my list. I've always wanted to go to Germany. Italy, maybe, since I do have ancestry, part Italian. Maybe Italy would be one. Alright, I'm going to switch over to heading mode in a moment. Let's put in a heading of, so what's going to take us 90 degrees to the right. Oh man. Performance getting worse and worse. Alright, so let's go heading. Let's go 210 for now to intercept. So we're going to go to heading mode. The airplane should turn us left. We'll bring in that first notch of flaps. Frame rates are pretty bad, but flyable for now. Nice, Don. Don says my company flew me to France and I married a Filipina. Awesome. Did you meet her over there? You don't have to answer those questions in the chat if you don't want to. Alright, let's fly a heading of, let's go left turn. Let's go to... Let's go 170 to intercept. Close out everything I can on my computer in hopes for better frame rates. Alright, we do have the localizer here. I'm going to engage approach mode here on the autopilot. And it should intercept the localizer once it starts coming in. Our speed is looking okay for now. Alright, flaps, passenger briefing, seats, seat belts, pass lights, everything's on, pressurization good. Before landing, gear, flaps, speed brakes, autopilot, yaw damp. Alright, we're intercepting the localizer now for 12 right. Cancun traffic, November 8-4 Golf Charlie's a gray citation on the ILS for 12 right, Cancun. I'm going to leave that before landing checklist up for now. Once the glide slope comes alive, we'll drop the landing gear. Dante says, no, I met her in Phoenix. I happened to work with her cousin. Cool, man. We've got all of our lights on. Alright, these frame rates right now are flyable. They're not the greatest, but... you can see the airfield up here. Here's 1-2 right. Winds last reported 110 at 16. Almost straight down the runway. Alright, it has us descending. Still on V path. I'd rather kind of just hold altitude now until we intercept the actual glide slope. Doesn't really matter though. Alright, I'm gonna disconnect and just hand fly it in from here.
Autopilot.
Autopilot's disconnected. We'll turn off our flight director. I'm just gonna kind of hold this altitude here until we intercept the glide slope for 1-2 right. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the yaw damper before I forget. So autopilot yaw damp is away, gear and flaps to go. Cancun traffic, November 8-4 Golf Charlie is a gray citation on a 9-mile final, 1-2 right, Cancun. Alright, glide slope is live, landing gear is coming down. Our approach speed is 112 knots. We'll start working our way down to 112. Alright, last notch of flaps is coming in. And before landing checklist, landing gear, flaps, speed brakes, airspeed, autopilot, yaw damp is away before landing checklist complete. Cancun traffic, November 84 Golf Charlie, gray citation on a 4-mile final for runway 12 right, Cancun. Not really paying attention too much to the glide slope, just kind of doing it visually here. That tree line just before the runway, I don't want to get too low. Bumpy here into Cancun. I see 12 right. Alright, power's coming back to idle. Alright, nice speed brakes. And we'll take the next left. Well, welcome to Cancun, everybody. Your limo is waiting for you at the FBO to take you right to the beach. Drinks are already poured. Hope everybody has a fun and safe Cinco de Mayo. We're going to taxi here across the other side of this line, and then we're going to clean up the airplane. Alright, speed brakes are coming down. Flaps are coming up. We'll jump down here to our checklist. That was before landings. We did all that. Landing, did all of that. Go around, we did not do that. And after landing, speed brakes are retracted, flaps are retracted, pitot static is coming off, ice protection systems is off, radar is coming off, exterior lights. We'll get our taxi on, our landing off, and we'll turn off our strobe. After landing checklist complete. And now we're gonna go down this way to the GA ramp. I think it's down that way somewhere. We're clear left, we're clear right. Cancun traffic, November 84 Golf Charlie, Gray Citation is clear of runway 12 right, taxiing to the ramp. Butter says super pads covers, thanks man. Don says nice. The beach, nice. Weird on VATSIM with no ATC, says Don. Yes, it is weird, right? Very quiet. I honestly didn't have anything planned for today. A lot of the times what I'll do is look for a VATSIM event, so I know that the airports that we're flying to, in or out of, are staffed. Today was just kind of a random thing. Since it's Cinco de Mayo, I thought, hey, let's fly to Mexico. But looking at VATSIM map, there was no air traffic controllers online anywhere in the area, so all alone today. Alright, where's my ground chart that I had saved off the interwebs here? Desktop. 12 right, so if we go all the way down to make a left on Charlie 2, which should be just before the end of the runway, that should get us into the GA ramp, which I think it would be right over here. Yeah, so it's going to be this next left, and then we'll just park out here somewhere. Yeah, over this way. So we won't make this left, we'll make this next one, which will take us here into the GA ramp. Well, I think that flight went pretty well. Quiet without the ATC, and no instructions from them, but overall went pretty smooth. I don't know, there's not much to debrief here. I think we could have done better. My takeoff roll was kind of sloppy. We veered to the right just before liftoff. I don't know what happened there. We were maintaining centerline pretty much the entire takeoff roll, and just as I started to rotate, the airplane kind of swung to the right there. So it was a little bit sloppy of a takeoff. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. The approach was good, the landing was good. No problems during cruise. Alright, I'm just going to pull into this area over here. Stop right here and shut her down. Parking brakes coming on. Lights. Avionics. Let's see, climate control coming off. Avionics off. Shutting down the engines. Alright, everything's off here, off, lights, everything's off. Parking brake is set. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoy your stay here at Cinco de Mayo. Or hope you guys enjoy your stay here at Cancun for Cinco de Mayo. Like I said, your limo's waiting for you out front of the FBO. Whatever drinks you want on the way to the beach, they'll have ready for you guys. Thank you all for joining me. Super Pads Covers, Don, Riley, I know you're asleep, and whoever else is lurking here in the chat. I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for tagging along with me today. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of this day, Cinco de Mayo for you. Have a good one. Like I said, I don't know. Tomorrow I might be able to squeeze a stream in, but this weekend's going to be pretty busy for me, so don't expect to see too much of me this weekend. But if I can hop on, I certainly will. You guys have a great day. Have a go. Atlanta to Wichita one day, says Don. Alrighty. Write that down. I need ideas. Last month we had lots of VATSIM events, which made planning these flights a lot easier for me, having somebody else do the planning for me. This month there's not too much planned on the VAT USA side. I'm gonna need ideas, so we'll do that. Keep them coming, guys. Take care, Don. Have a good one, man. Have a great night. Hope you and the little ones have a good one. Take care, Don. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy your stay in Cancun. Peace. Later, guys.